Welcome to the Play Property Channel. This is Larry. We're going through the legendary World War Hulk expansion today. So I've kind of already pre-opened it and getting it all ready here to go. So some of the new rules here, we got transforming heroes. So basically each hero in the set has some special transform card that goes along with it. When you use those heroes, don't shuffle their transform cards into the hero deck. Instead, set them aside in a special transformation pile. Recruit cards from this pile. Instead, you transform other cards into them. So that's going to be a pretty cool mechanic, and of course goes well with the Hulk. There's also transforming masterminds. So again, masterminds can change back and forth between two forms during the game. We also got Outwit. And basically, duality Bruce Banner's brains and Hulk's brawn. The Outwit key card is the brains, representing Bruce Banner, Amadeus Chow, the Illuminati, and the Telegentia, or whatever you pronounce that, or one of the smartest characters in Marvel Universe. So some of them say Outwit, draw a card. You can use this Outwit ability only to reveal heroes with 3 different costs. Okay, so you can count the Outwit card itself, so you can reveal a 2-cost hero in your hand, plus a 6-cost Outwit card and a 0-cost shield agent, and you played. Okay. You also got the Smash, Wounded Fury. So basically, Wounded Fury is when a hero says Wounded Fury, it means you get +1 for each wound in your discard pile. And the Smash, some heroes say things like Smash 3. This means you may discard another card from your hand. If you do, you get +3. Cross-dimensional Rampage. As different Hulks rampage across planets dimensions, only other Hulk can stop them. Keyword debuted in Legendary Secret Wars. So cross-dimensional Hulk rampage means each player reveals one of their Hulk heroes or Hulk card in the victor pile or gains a wound. Then we've also got Feast. Some alien monsters from the planet, was it Sakaar and beyond, use the gruesome Feast keyword, which debuted in Legendary Paint the Town Red. So basically, Feast means KO the top card of your deck, which could be nasty. Then there's also Traps. Enemies can try to beat Hulk for all strength, not try to trap them instead. Additional card type debuted in Legendary X-Men set. Traps. Each villain group in the set has a trap. Gray heroes. Basically, the card refers to gray heroes. It means gray colored cards with no hero class, like Shield Agents, Troopers, Officers, Extra Gray, Hulk, and Jean Grey are not gray heroes. So just a little clarification on that. So here we go. We'll start off with the bystanders you get in here. So you get some unique bystanders. So you get an actor. When you rescue this bystander, choose a hero in the HQ that costs 4 or less. You get its printed star score and attack score. It basically acts like that hero there. You get an animal trainer. When you rescue this bystander, each instinct and or covert hero currently in the HQ costs 1 less this turn. You also get tourist couple. When you rescue this bystander, you get +1 buying power if the rooftops are empty, and +1 buying power if the bridge is empty. And you also get a nurse card here. When you rescue this bystander, look at the top 3 cards of your deck, KO one of them, discard 1, and put 1 back. So that is the bystander cards. So now we'll take a look at the scheme cards. Oh, I'm still a little bit under the weather. This bug is lasting a long time here with me. Break the planet asunder. Setup is 9 twists, 7 heroes. Stack this twist next to the scheme as a Teutonic Break. Then KO each hero from the HQ is printed. Fighting cost is less than the number of Teutonic Breaks. Even wins 25 non-gray heroes are KO'd. So that's Break the Planet asunder. Cytoplasma Spike Evasion, 10 twists, shuffle together 20 bystanders and 10 Cytoplasma Spike henchmen as an infected deck. Reveal the top 3 cards on the infected deck, KO All bystanders were revealed. All spikes were revealed. Enter the city. Sorry. Evil wins when the KO pile and escape pile combines to have 18 bystanders and or spikes. Fall of the Hulks. 10 twists, 6 wounds per player, and wound stack. Use exactly 2 heroes with Hulk in their hero names. So twist 3 to 6, cross-dimensional Hulk rampage. Twist 7 to 10, each player gains a wound. Evil wins when the wound stack runs out. Gladiator Pits of Sakaar. Set up 6 twists. Twists until starting your next turn. Each player can only play cards from a single team of their choice during the turn. Example like Shield, Avengers, X-Men, etc. Evil wins with 2 villains per player have escaped or the villain deck runs out. Mutating Gamma Rays. 7 twists. Take 14 cards for an extra hero with Hulk in his hero name. Put them in the face-up mutation pile. Twist 1 to 6. Each player in turn does the following. Put a non-gray hero from their hand into the mutation pile. Then you may put a different card name with the same card from the mutation pile into your discard pile. Twist 7. Evil wins. Shoot Hulk into space. Set up 8 twists. Take 14 cards for an extra hero with Hulk in his hero name. Shuffle them into a Hulk deck. Put 2 cards from the Hulk deck into a face-up prison ship stack next to the Shield Officer stack. Special rules, you may recruit the top card of the prison ship stack. Evil wins when there are 10 cards in the prison ship or the Hulk deck runs out. Subjugate with Obedience Discs. 11 twists. Put this twist under an HQ space as an Obedience Disc. No space can have two more Obedience Discs than any other space. Special rules, recruit a hero in the HQ. You must also pay 1 star for each Obedience Disc under it. Evil wins when each HQ space has 2 Obedience Discs. World War Hulk. Set up 9 twists. Put 3 additional masterminds out of play. Lurking, each of the 4 masterminds has 2 random tactics. That's kind of interesting. So you got 3 additional masterminds out of play, kind of lurking around. When you defeat all of a mastermind's tactics, KO its face card, and a random lurking mastermind enters play. Oh. That's kind of actually interesting, because it's almost like you have to beat the original mastermind. When you defeat the original one, then you're going to get a lurking one going to come in. So you're going to have to beat another 3 masterminds. That's going to be kind of nasty. Twist 1/8. Swap the current mastermind with a random lurking mastermind. Okay, so the swap's out. Okay, that's interesting. So the masterminds will be coming in and out. That's actually a really interesting one. I'm actually looking forward to playing that. That's going to be cool. Twist 9, Evil wins. Alright, so let's look at what we got for villains and henchmen. So this is the henchman here. We got Cytoplasma Spikes, henchman villain. Fight the Feast, which is get rid of the top card. Instead of Cytoplasma Spikes Feast and a non-gray hero, you get plus 2 buying power. So of course you get 10 of these because they're henchmen. Always nice having new henchmen. I always like it when they give us new henchmen. Then we got Death's Head as another henchman villain thing here. Fight if you outwit these Death Heads. KO one of your cards that costs 0. So again, outwit, you got to have 3 different costs to beat them. Again, I love having more henchmen. Shikarian Havlings, henchman villain. Fight, look at the top card of your deck, put it back on the top, and then Feast. So basically, It's another henchman. Oh, cool. At least in this one, you get to look at your card before you feast. So you can see whether you want to lose that card or not. At least I like that. So those are all the henchmen. Actually, I thought I had the villains in there, but the villains are actually right here. So let me just make sure we got that in the camera. So here we got the villain UFOs, Ironclad. Fight, each player reveals a strength hero. KOs a hero that costs 1 or more from the discard pile. Escape is the same effect. Vapor, each player reveals a covert hero or gains a wound. A couple of vapors in there. Vector, fight, each player reveals an instinct hero, draws a card. X-ray, each player reveals a ranged hero, may KO a card from the discard pile. And there's a trap, unidentified flying UFOs. So by the end of turn, discard a tech hero or discard 3 cards, or suffer, pay 2 extra cards. Play 2 extra cards from the villain deck next turn. So that's the UFO villains. Oh, we got a mastermind here. General Thunderbolt Ross. Start of game, stack 8 bystanders next to General Ross as a helicopter. Villains with 2 fighting. You can fight them to rescue them as bystanders. You can't fight General Ross while he has any helicopters. So you got to take out the helicopters. Always leads Code Red. Master Strike General Ross transforms. Then Cross-Dimensional Hulk Rampage. And there's him transforms. So Thunderbolt Ross transforms into the Red Hulk. There's the Wounded Fury. You can't fight helicopters, and then don't stop you from fighting Red Hulk. So basically you fight Red Hulk right away. Master Strike, Red Hulk transforms. Then stack a random bystander from each player's victory pile next to this as a helicopter. Each player who didn't have a bystander gains a wound instead. That's kind of interesting. I kind of like that. So you got General Thunderbolt Ross, who transforms into Red Hulk. Personal Ascenso, fight for each Master Strike in the KO pile. Put a bystander from the bystander stack next to the Mastermind as a helicopter. This Mastermind transforms. Bust you down to private. Each other player puts a non-gray hero from their hand on the bottom of the hero deck. Then puts a 0-cost hero from the KO pile into their hand. This Mastermind transforms. Call out their army. Fight, put 3 bystanders from the bystander stack next to this Mastermind as helicopters. This Mastermind transforms. Urban Warfare, put a random bystander next to this Mastermind as a helicopter from each of these places, the bystander stack, the escape pile, each city space, and each other player's victory pile. This Mastermind transforms. Alright, so that's the Mastermind there. And let's look at his villain group he commands, which is Code Red. So we got Crimson Dynamo, fight. Choose a covert hero on the HQ. It costs 2 less this turn. A couple of those. Get Electra. If you played a covert hero this turn, KO one of your heroes. And we've also got the Punisher, Red Dot Sniper. Reveal the top card of your deck. If it costs 0, KO it. If it's covert, draw it. And we also got Red She-Hulk. And Wounded Fury. Fight, each player reveals covert hero or gains a wound. Escape, same effect. We got Thundra. Thundra gets +2 fighting if there's any number of covert heroes on HQ. Ambush, put each non-covert hero from the HQ in the bottom of the hero deck. And then we got the Trap. Caught red-handed. By end of turn, recruit a covert hero or recruit any 2 heroes, or suffer. Each player reveals covert hero or gains a wound. So that is the Code Red villain group. Now we got the Illuminati Secret Society Mastermind. So the Mastermind has +4 fighting unless you outwit them. Always leads Illuminati. Master Strike, each player reveals their hand and discards 2 cards that each cost between 1 and 4. Then the Illuminati transforms. So when Illuminati transforms, you get this side here. Whenever a card effect causes the player to draw any number of cards, that player must then also discard a card. Master Strike, each player reveals their hand and discards 2 cards that each cost between 5 and 8. And then the Illuminati transforms. So there you go, another transforming mastermind. Black Bolt's Omni Shot. So fight, each other player reveals their hand and discards 2 cards with no rule tests. Illuminati transforms. Doctor Strange's Orb of Agamotto. Each other player reveals their hand and discards a ranged or instinct hero. Illuminati transforms. Hulkbuster's Hammer Fist. Each other player reveals their hand and KOs a tech or a strength hero from the hand and discard pile. Then we got Fight, each other player reveals a covert hero or gains a wound. And then we got the villains that they control, which is the Illuminati. So you got Black Bolt. During your turn, any number of times you may discard a card that has no rules text to give Black Bolt -2 fighting this turn. Escape, each player discards a card with no rules text. That's pretty nasty, 13. 2 of those. Doctor Strange. Ambush, each player can't outwit Doctor Strange discards a card. Ooh. That's kind of nasty, too. A couple of Doctor Strange ones. Doctor Strange, possessed by Zom. This villain gets +1 for each bystander in the city. Ambush, this villain captures 3 bystanders. One of those. Hulkbuster Iron Man. Hulkbuster Iron Man gets +3 fighting unless you outwit him. Escapes a cross-dimensional Illuminati rampage. A couple of them. Unchain the Hulk. This is a trap. By end of turn, discard 2 cards of the same hero class, or recruit 2 cards of the same hero class, or suffer a cross-dimensional Hulk rampage. So that is the trap. Then we got the other mastermind, King Hulk, Shakarsian. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but King Hulk gets +1 fighting for each war-bound villain in the city in an escape pile. Always leads war-bound. Master Strike, each player KOs a war-bound villain for the victory pile or gains a wound. King Hulk transforms. He transforms into the World Breaker. Wounded Fury. Master Strike, each player reveals their hand, then KOs a card from their hand discard pile that has the same card name as a card in HQ. King Hulk transforms. So then again, another transforming mastermind. Each other player reveals their hand, discards a hero that isn't gray and isn't strength. Then the King Hulk transforms. The villain escape pile with the highest printed fighting enters the sewers. King Hulk transforms. Fight, after you put this in your victory pile, cross-dimensional Hulk rampage. King Hulk transforms. Fight, you get +1 buying power for each of your strength heroes. And King Hulk transforms. So then we have the villain, the Warbound. Elo, I don't know how to pronounce that. Fight, draw a card. Another player of your choice also draws a card. I don't know how to pronounce these ones. Fight, KO a card from the HQ. Each player reveals their hand and KOs a card with that same cost. Escape is the same effect. Korg. Ambush, KO a hero from the HQ. Each player reveals their hand and discards a card with that same cost. Escape is the same effect. Meek the Unhived. Fight, look at the top 2 cards of your deck. Put them back in the top and or bottom. Then Feast. No Name Brood Queen. Wounded Fury. Fight, Feast. If it feasts on a non-gray hero, draw 2 cards. And then we got the Trap, Warbound Rescue. By end of turn, put a Warbound villain and henchman villain from your victory pile back into the city, or each player gains a wound. It's kind of a nasty trap, actually. Not so bad if you get it early, but... MODOK. Here we go. Classic villain. Mastermind. All cards outwit Billies require 4 different costs instead of 3. So that makes outwit harder. Always weeds intelligentsia, whatever you pronounce that. Master Strike, each player who can outwit MODOK gains a wound, then MODOK transforms. So what does he transform into? Network Nightmare. You only fight MODOK with body power, not fighting. Each player who can outwit MODOK KOs a non-great hero from the discard pile. MODOK then transforms. So that could be kind of nasty, kind of always flipping back and forth. So you're going to have to be buying both. Buying and fighting to fight him. Brain Scramble. Each other player discards their hand, then draws as many cards as discarded. MODOK transforms. Draw a card for each villain in your victory pile. MODOK transforms. Then Telechia, whatever you call it. Reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. KO one of them. Draw 1 and discard 1. MODOK transforms. Fight each other player reveals their hand and discards 2 cards that have the same cost. MODOK transforms. So then we're going to get his villain group he commands. Cosmic Hulk Robot. Wounded Fury. Ambush. Each player who can outwit Cosmic Hulk Robot gains a wound. Escape is the same effect. So there's a couple of those. Doc Samson. Doc Samson has +4 fighting unless you outwit him. Fight KO one of your heroes. A couple of Doc Samsons in there. The Leader. Gamma Fiend. Ambush. If you can't outwit the leader, play the top card of the villain deck. Fight, same effect. Battle of Wits. It's the trap. By end of the turn, outwit this trap or suffer. Each player discards down to 4 cards. And there's a couple of traps there. Then we got another mastermind. The Red King. You can't fight the Red King while any villains are in the city. Always leads a Shakara Imperial Guard. Master Strike, the Red King transforms and each player reveals a tech card or gains a wound. So when he transforms, Red King Power Armored. Master Strike, the Red King transforms, then play another card from the villain deck. Mastermind Tactic. Fight each other player without the Red King tactic in the victory pile gains a wound. The Red King then transforms. Reveal cards from the villain deck until you reveal a Shakara Imperial Guard. If you find one, play it. Either way, shuffle all the other revealed cards back into the villain deck. The Red King transforms. Fight, you get +1 buy for each Shakara Imperial Guard and the Red King tactic in your victory pile, including this one. The Red King transforms. If this is not the final tactic, reveal the top 3 cards of the villain deck. Play all the villains you revealed. Put the rest back in random order. Red King transforms. God, I hope I get that one last. Now, the group he leads, the Shakara Imperial Guard. So you got the Great Devil Corker. Look at the top 3 cards of your deck. Put them back in any order, then feast. A couple of those. Headman Char. During your turn, Headman Char gets +1 fighting for each villain in your victory pile. Escape, each player gains a wound. Lieutenant Sierra. Fight, if you outwit Lieutenant Sierra, draw 2 cards. Primus Van. Primus Van gets +1 fighting for each villain adjacent to him. Fight, KO one of your heroes. There's a couple of him. Then we got the Trap, Gladiators Coliseum. By the end of turn, I want to play cards for a single team of your choice's turn or suffer. Each player reveals their hand, chooses a team, and discards all cards that don't belong to that team. And that's the Trap. Also got a Mastermind, the Sentry. Start a game, shuffle 2 wounds in each player's deck before drawing starting hands. Ooh, that's kind of nasty to start. Oh, always leads Aspects of the Void. Master Strike. The Strength Tree transforms and cross-dimensional Void Rampage. So let's see what his transform ability is. It's the Void. Wounded Fury. Master Strike feasts on each player. It just feasts on a player's gray hero. That player gains a wound. The Void transforms. Another transforming Mastermind. Pacifying Light. Fight, each other player reveals their hand and discards 2 cards with star icons. Mastermind transforms. Put all heroes from HQ on the bottom of the hero deck. Each other player reveals their hand and discards each card with the same card name as any of those cards. The Mastermind transforms. Choose one of your heroes that costs 5 or less when you draw a new hand of cards at the end of the turn, and add that hero to your hand as an extra card. Each other player reveals a ranged hero or plays an Aspects of the Void villain from the victory pile as if playing it from the villain deck. This Mastermind transforms. So then you get Aspects of the Void. Black Anti-Hurricane. Fight each player simply puts a card from their discard pile into the discard pile of the player on their right. A couple of those. Demon Form. If Demon Form feasts on a non-gray hero, gain a hero from HQ of that cost or less. So it's a fight feast. Infinity Tendrils, Wind of Fury, Ambush. Infinity Tendrils captures a bystander. Shadow Man, fight, you get +2 buying power. And then you get the Trap, Psychotic Break. Ambush, play another card from the villain deck. By the end of the turn, defeat a villain. Or suffer, Psychotic Break becomes a Master Strike that takes effect immediately. Alright, so that's going through all the villains and masterminds. So now we get to go through the last little bit, the hero cards. Had to take a quick break there, and anyways, we're back at it, looking over the heroes for this Hulk set. So we've got first, don't know if I can actually pronounce these names correctly. Amadeus Cho, or not sure how to pronounce that, but he's the first hero there. So we got a 1 buying, Outwit. You can draw a card. Nice 2 cost. Like to see that. Gamma Draining. I can't read that from here. Sorry. Draw a card. Then if you draw 2 cards this turn, transform this into a like totally smart Hulk. Renegade Genius. If you get +1 for each different cost of hero you have, Outwit, draw a card. And whenever you use an Outwit ability this turn, you may use it an extra time. Outwit, look at the top card of your deck, KO it, or put it back. So this is the transform card. So if you remember earlier, this card here. So basically you draw a card. Then if you drew 2 cards this turn, you transform this card into this card. So it becomes this one here, which becomes a 2+. Outwit, you get +2 fighting. And of course, you get as many transform cards as you got on the original one. So that ends that hero. So it's kind of cool. You got that card that transforms, and then becomes a totally different card in your deck. Then the other card comes out permanently. So then we got Bruce Banner, Solve the Impossible. 1 fighting, Outwit. When you draw a new hand of cards at the end of this turn, draw an extra card. A nice, again, 2 buying power. I love seeing that. Gamma Bomb Disaster, 2 buying, Outwit, transform this into a Savage Hulk Unleashed. Dangerous Testing, Bruce Banner. Now, when you play a tech hero first, you reveal the top card of your deck. If it costs 0, KO it. Gamma Ray Experiment. 4 fighting, Outwit. Look at the top 3 cards of your deck. Draw one of them, KO 1, and then put 1 back. And if you remember before, we had this Gamma Bomb Disaster card. So basically when this card transforms, it transforms into this card here. So these cards don't go, the transform cards, just to know, don't go into the hero card. They're off to the side. So you don't shuffle them in. They're not cards that you buy. They just transform. So basically when this transforms, it's be a smash 4. Then you got that. Legendary rules, you know, are starting to get a little bit hard to kind of keep track of, but it's still a really fun game. A lot of variety in it. Shadow Queen. This is Sierra. Outwit, 1 fighting, draw a card. Two plus. If you play range hero, smash 2. Focus your old power. Outwit, you may KO a card from your hand and discard pile. Dutiful Protector. Double the buying power you have if there are at least 3 heroes per player in the KO pile. Or transform this into a Vengeful Destructor. So again, this card is a transform card. And it will transform into this one, which doubles the fighting power you have. So you get to double the spinning power you have if there are at least 3 heroes per player in the KO pile. Transform this into Vengeful. So you transform into that. Again, I like the transform cards. They're kind of cool. Thing is to remember is not to put the transform cards into the hero thing, because it'll be kind of hard to find afterwards. That's just the one thing you gotta remember with these ones here. So we got Gladiator Hulk. 0 plus, draw a card, smash 2. Seize the Throne. 0 plus, smash 3. Then you've discarded at least 2 cards this turn. Transform this Hulk into King. Put it on top of your deck. The Green Scar. If you play a Strength one before it, Cross-Dimensional Hulk Rampage. If any player gained a wound this way, you get Wounded Fury. Double Fist Smashing, Gladiator Hulk. 0 plus, you get double fighting from each smash this turn. Smash 3. And if you remember from before, you get the Seize the Throne. So this card then transforms into this one here. Hulk is King. 3 fighting. When a card effect causes you to discard this card, you may return this card to your hand. And of course, model them to match up to the ones that transform. That's why I kind of have them toward the back there, so I can always remember when I'm using these ones. Trying to keep it center here. Here we got the Hurum. I guess he's pronounced that, I'm not too sure. Seek Redemption, 2 fighting, play Covert first. The first time you defeat a villain this turn, rescue a bystander. Save from the Rubble, 1 buying power, draw a card. There are at least 2 bystanders in your pile, transform this into Hurum Redeemed. So this will be the card that transforms. Mystic Shadow Priest. You may, if you play, I guess, whatever the symbol that is, I guess it's, actually that's one thing I didn't talk about. Yeah, it's the Warbound symbol. So when you play Warbound, you may KO a 0 cost card from any player's discard pile. If you KO a wound this way, rescue a bystander. So that's what this little symbol here, this is Warbound. Blade of the People. Choose one, rescue 3 bystanders, or defeat any villain or mastermind whose fighting power is less than the number of bystanders in your victory power. So you can do it either or. I love that idea. And then the card that transforms, if you remember. So this card here transforms into here. So this will be a 1 fighting. You get +1 for each 2 bystanders in your victory pile. Alright, so the next hero is Hulkbuster's Iron Man. So this is kind of the Avengers one. Pound for pound. Trying to keep this centered here best I can. Maybe if I twist the camera a little bit like that. So we got pound for pound. Nice 2 buying costs. I like the low cost. Draw a card. Tech. You play that first. You get an extra +2 fighting. Attune Tectonic Transducer. 2+ Outwit Smash 2. Nice. Build the suit. Hulkbuster Iron Man. 3 buying. If you play a tech and a strength, transform this into an ultra massive armor. So this will be the card that transforms. Final battle, Hulkbuster Iron Man, 5+. You get +2 fighting for each other tech and or strength card you played this turn. And then this is what this card transforms into. So this is the build the suit. Transforms into ultra massive armor, where you get 0+ with the smash 2. Then you get to draw 2 cards. Joe Fixit. We got a few comics with Joe Fixit in it from back in the days when I collected comics. I collected comics for 13 years, but of course I haven't collected for probably about 13 years too. So I'm kind of bought the comics during the heyday of the 90s and all that. Late 80s, 90s. Carefully considering smashing. Joe Fixit Grey Hulk. 2 buying power, plus you get extra fighting through that. If you play the strength first, you get the smash 2. Threaten and bribe. 2 buying, choose a villain. You can spend any combination of buying and or fighting to fight it this turn. Ambitious Enforcer. So it's 3 fighting. When you defeat a villain this turn that has 6 fighting or more, transform this into Underworld Boss and put it on top of your deck. So this will be the card that transforms. Hulk runs this down. Joe Fixit Grey Hulk. You can spend any combination of buying and fighting to fight the Mastermind this turn. Otherwise it's 4 buying. And of course, the Underworld Boss. This is what the Ambitious Enforcer turns into. So it turns into this card here. Basically, choose a villain in your victory pile. You get plus fighting equal to its printed victory points. So again, transformation is definitely a strong theme in this deck, which actually makes a really unique mechanic, and I kind of really like this expansion too. So we got Korg here. So we got Nothing Beats Rock. Draw a card if you play Strength 1 beforehand, Smash 2. If you smash or move this way, KO it. Forged by Fire, 2 buying. If you play 2 strength before this one, you transform this into a Lord of Granite. Move Mountains. So 2 fighting, Outwit, draw a card. Chrono Tactician. Put all cards from the HQ on the bottom of the hero deck in random order. You get their total printed fighting. And then this is what the Forged by Fire card transforms into. So it transforms into Lord of Granite, which is a 0+, draw a card, and then smash 3. Then we get, what is it, Meek, the Unhived. The bug smashes you, so 2+ with a smash 1. Devouring Frenzy, 2 buying power. Look at the top card of your deck, put it back on the top or bottom. If you play an Instinct there card first, you may feast. So at least you get to look at your first and decide if you want to feast. Endless Appetite. 3 fighting. Whenever your card is KO'd from your deck this turn, you may draw a card. Metamorphosis. 5 buying. You may feast. Then if a card with a fighting icon was KO'd from your deck this turn, transform this into Hive King Miek. So this card will then transform into this one. Look at the top of the cards of your deck and put them back in any order. Then you may feast. And it's 6 fighting. Of course, people are going to wondering how come the Transforms cards have got, buying costs on the side. You remember there's some cards and stuff that discards and a lot of other stuff that target that area, so you got to have something in there for that effect. So it's got to have something in there in case people are wondering. Namora, kind of happy to see her. So basically 0+, draw a card. If you play a range, smash 3. Then we get Heart of the Ocean, 2+, plus you get +1 fighting, usable only against villains in the sewers or bridge or the mastermind. Herculean Effort. When you defeat a villain in the sewers or bridge, transform this into Masters of the Depths and put it on top of your deck. Turn in the Tide, 5 fighting. Now you play a range first. If the bridge is empty, you may move a villain there from another city space. Villain move this way gets -3 this turn. And this is what this card transforms into. That's more the Namorita that I'm used to seeing in the comics, not this red version. But Master of the Depths. So basically 0+, smash 3. If you smash 0 cost hero this way, KO it. Then we got the no-name Brood Queen. Kind of interesting having a member of the Brood as kind of a deck. It's going to be interesting. Especially seeing how it's got actually a hero card too. 1 fighting. This is the first card you played this turn. Draw a card. I like the 2 cost on that too. Bursting with Life. 2 buying power. You may then feast. Then if a non-gray hero is KO'd from your deck this turn, transform this into a Torrent of Bloodlings. Appetite for Destruction. 2 fighting. Look at the top card of your deck. Discard it or put it back. If you did play Covert first, you may feast. World Spanning Hunger. 4+. Look at the top card of your deck, then feast up to 3 times. So it's not like you get a choice. You look at the top card of your deck. You get +2 fighting for each non-gray hero that was KO'd from your deck this turn. Wonder why you even get to bother even looking at the top card of your deck if you're going to feast up 3 times anyways. Because I don't know of any way to kind of save a card after you kind of look at it, but I don't know, maybe I'm missing something there. There's a chance it could be missing. And then we got, this is what this card here transforms into. Torrent of Broodlings, 2 fighting with a draw a card. Then we got Rick Jones, Hacktivist, 2 fighting. If you play a tech before this, reveal the top card of your deck. If it's a shield, you may draw it. Seek the Negabons. 2 buying, reveal the top card of your deck. If it costs 3 or more, transform this into Captain Marvel. So you can transform Rick Jones into Captain Marvel. If I don't know if you remember those old comics when he did that. Irradiated Blood. You got 3 fighting. If you have at least 5 villains in your victory pile, transform this into A-Bomb and put it on top of your deck. So Rick Jones is going to be interesting because it looks like he transforms twice. Caught in the Kree Skrull War, Rick Jones. 4 fighting. If you defeat 2 villains this turn, transform this into the Destiny Force and put it on top of your deck. Again, another transform card. So, like I said, Rick Jones here is kind of definitely the king of transforming. So let's look at the... So this is the Captain Marvel. So this is... this card here turns into Captain Marvel, which is basically 2 fighting, reveal the top card of your deck. If it costs 3 or more, draw it. And this is when Rick Jones transforms into A-Bomb. So this is this card here. Irradiated Blood, then transforms into A-Bomb. So it becomes a 0+ smash 5. Then the Destiny Force. So this is when he transforms from this to that. So Rick Jones is going to be fun to kind of play that. Definitely you're going to have the transform mechanic in there. Count the number of different printed victory point values in your victory pile. Draw that many cards. So if you like the transform mechanic, Rick Jones might be definitely one you want to put in your hero. So then we got Sentry. Agoraphobia. Transform this into a Golden Guardian of Good and put it in your discard pile. Mournful Central. 2 buying, reveal the top card of your deck. If it costs 1 or more, transform this into the Void Unchained and put it on top of your deck. So this looks like another one Sentry that's going to transform a lot, like the Rick Jones before it. Rival Personalities, 2+. If you get +1 for each card that transform this turn, well, that makes sense there because you're going to want to transform. Vast Unstable Power Sentry. Reveal the top 5 cards of the hero deck gain their total printed fighting power and put them on the bottom of that deck. If this card makes 12 fighting or more, then transform this card into the Void Mastermind and add it to the game at the start of the next turn with 1 random tactic. That is actually interesting. So that's a hero card that will... Now, if it rewards you with over 12 fighting, it then transforms this card into a Void Mastermind. If I can find the Void Mastermind here, just give me a second here. Where is the Mastermind for that? Oh, right over here, I think. Yeah, so it basically transforms into that. Transform this card into the Void Mastermind. So then we'll transform this card into the Void Mastermind. Add it to the game at the start of the next turn with 1 random tactic. So one way, this is kind of a high risk, high reward. If you do get a really high attack power, it could cost you by adding an extra Mastermind to the game. That's really interesting. Different game mechanic. It'd be pretty cool. So this is the Void Unchained. So this is what this card transforms into. So it transforms into a 3 fighting. Reveal the top card of your deck. If it costs 0, then feast. Otherwise, transform this Mourner of a Sentinel. Oh, so it goes back and forth. So this card also transforms back into this card. That is actually pretty cool. So those 2 cards transform back and forth. That is actually really neat. I like that. That is actually pretty cool. So that card will transform back and forth. Then we got... So this is what this card transforms into. Agrophoria Sentry transforms into this card. And then looks like you may transform this back into this card. And you put it in your discard. If you do, you get +4 fighting. So again, this is another one that's transforming back and forth constantly. Very interesting mechanic. This is going to be something I'm definitely going to want to try out and use. Because that's just super cool. I like that mechanic. That mechanic is pretty cool. And here I was thinking that Rick Jones is definitely going to want to transform. I think it's going to be Sentry now. Sentry is going to definitely be the card if you like the transform mechanic. And yay, we get She-Hulk. So, her illegal objections, She-Hulk. You know, she's red in this picture. 2 buying. Once per turn, if you make at least 6 buying this turn, transform this into Hurltrux. Sorry. Mispronounced there. Then again, English has never been my forte anyway, so. Window of Opportunity. 2 buying. Outwit, draw a card. Radioactive Riot. 3 fighting. Once this turn, if you made at least 6 buying power this turn, you may KO a card from your hand or discard pile. Jade Giantess, 4 buying. Plus you get a chance to get some fighting there. For every 2 buying that you made this turn, via the top card of the hero deck, put it on the bottom on that deck, and you get that card's printed fighting. Hurltrux. This is what this one card transforms into. That's this one here. So that one transforms into that one there. So that is
2+, and then a smash 2 times is on there twice. And then we're down to our last, I believe this is our last one here, last hero group. So this is Shakaar, Son of Hulk. This is, of course, after I read comics, because I never known the Hulk to have a son, but I guess he's had one eventually. 1+, if you play a strength one before, smash 3. Scarred Pass. 2+, if you play an instinct one beforehand, you get Wounded Fury. Sorry, as I try to get down at the bottom of the deck here. Mood Swings. 3 buying. If you play an instinct card beforehand, you may gain a wound. If you do, transform this into Raging Savage. Planetary Level Revenge. Wounded Fury, 4+. Then you may KO any number of wounds from your hand in your discard pile, then draw that many cards. And then this is the Raging Savage. This is what this card here transforms into. And it's a 3+ Wounded Fury. And that is basically it. So there you have it. This is the legendary World War Hulk expansion, and I hope you enjoyed going through it. Please click on a link there to watch another video. Please subscribe to the channel. We started a Facebook page, and Patreon will be coming up pretty shortly too. Just from the finishing touches of that. And yeah, and let's keep playing properly.